Hi, it's Walking and Talking. Today I would like to talk about egoism. And what? I think an improvised introduction is the most important thing I need to work on, because it's always difficult, and it's always makes me, makes me less confident if I make a bad introduction. So if I see that whatever I prepare to say, whatever I'm ready to say, starts from some mumbling, and I can't really focus on the topic. Yeah, it makes me feel insecure, and and probably I need to learn something to do it better. I guess there must be lots of techniques, lots of methods and tips. Some people who talk how to start an improvised speech, what to do. But again, all these tips, they seem so unnatural, because an improvised speech means improvised speech. You can prepare any tip, you just need start talking. And yeah, but maybe there are some ways to get rid of this negative feeling which is usually present at any beginning. But anyway, okay, so egoism. Today I would like to discuss these scientific ideas, one of which is psychological egoism, another is ethical egoism, and the third one is rational egoism. I read about it in Wikipedia, in other sources, but not too much. It was just, there's wind, bloody wind. It's so terrible, I guess. Yeah, it is dumb wind. When I listen to my videos, after I record them in such condition, I don't hear anything. Yeah, but I can't do anything with that. And again, the purpose is not, of course, to to share my one of the ideas, of course, to share my experience, but another is just to practice language, to practice self-talk, and that's okay. Okay, so psychological egoism, what it is? It's the belief that everybody behaves according to his or her own self-interest, and no matter what they say, it states that you can't do anything which is not predetermined by your self-interest. And if you, for example, help somebody, like if you feed birds in the street, you do it not for the birds, you do it for yourself, to enhance your whatever feeling of self-importance. If you give money to a beggar, you do it not for the beggar, you do it for yourself, to feel yourself more, more kind, or whatever feeling you may support with that action. So the point is, if you believe that you are a kind of selfless person, and your actions, it's like you have some sort of moral superiority, because unlike other people, you are doing things not because of your egoism, but because of some, they call it altruism. And if you believe in that, psychological egoism tells you that you are wrong, that you just don't understand yourself. So whatever you are doing, it's like it's because of your self-interest. And it's pretty new idea. It came around at 19th century with such thinkers like Max Stirner, Friedrich Nietzsche. Later it was developed by Ayn Rand. But yeah, it's like this ecological egoism. It of course is not just all these three branches, like ethical egoism and rational egoism. They're all basically say the same thing, but they are different in their methods and their, you know, their purpose maybe. Yes, like because ecological egoism simply explains your behavior, but ethical egoism, it tells you how you need to behave if you want to, you know, if you want to achieve highest possible virtue or whatever. So it says that you ought to behave according to your self-interest, and you shouldn't consider others as important, as something important when you're doing something at all. So whatever you're doing, you must do it for the sake of yourself, to, you know, to maximize pleasure and to minimize, you know, pain. Yeah, and why it tells you that? There are some, you know, some reason. So since you are doing something for yourself, you understand yourself much better than others, and if you are happy, it means that it's like your ultimate goal to make yourself happy, and if you are happy, you probably will make other people happy as well. Whereas if you are, you know, trying to do something for others, and usually of course you can't achieve anything to make them happy, because from this point of view, everybody can be happy only because of himself or herself. So, and according to that, if you're trying to make somebody else happy, you usually become miserable. And since you are becoming miserable, everybody else also is going to be miserable. But if you are, you know, trying to make yourself happy, everybody else around you also may be happy. But you shouldn't take this as, you know, ethical egoism doesn't mean that you should, you know, for example, kill somebody who has money in order to take money from them, simply because it's like it's in your self-interest. It's not just about immediate result, because of course you may understand that you're living in a society, and if you kill somebody to take money from them, you'll probably end up in a prison, and it's not in your self-interest in the long run. And also well, it's not so simple, let's say. Let's put it that way. It's much harder than you think, and to understand it deeply, you need to read a couple of, you know, books. And I guess you won't do that, but who cares? So, going further, like there's this idea of rational egoism, and it's basically, yeah, that everything you're doing, it's like if you want to be right, you must. It's like ethical egoism tells you, and there's two versions of ethical egoism. One of them is like personal ethical egoism. It states that you should do whatever is useful for you. It's like whatever your self-interest dictates you to do. But another version is universal ethical egoism, and it states that not just you but everybody should do whatever promote their self-interest. It's like it's not a subtle difference, but yeah, there's a difference, but it's not so huge. And rational ethical, not ethical, but just rational egoism It just simply says that if you want to be happy, and if you want to make everybody else happy, and well, if you want to live a good life, the only rational thing you can do is to, you know, to support your self-interest. The problem here is that it sounds great unless you start thinking about self-interest, because self-interest is as hard to understand as egoism itself. You may say, oh, what is my self-interest? It's like, it seems that you feel, you may say, oh, it's like my feelings. So whenever I feel good, it's in my self-interest. Whenever I feel bad, it's not. But we know that it's not the truth. Take, for example, people who go to the gym. Some people who train themselves to be stronger. Yeah, it takes lots of pain and you don't feel good while you're doing these actions. But you know that in the long run it leads you to a stronger body, to, you know, better condition on average. And yeah, you need to get through some pain to become better. And well, in the same way you may think about whatever. It's like you must study, for example, in school, right? 10 years. And during the studies, no, it's probably not a good experience for many people, for many kids. But in the long run, it gives you an opportunity to socialize, to take some, you know, some job, to do something meaningful in society. Whereas if you're sitting at home and playing video games, like supporting your, you know, desires. Because when you are a kid, what do you want to do? It's like playing all the time. It's not necessarily should be a video game, but it may be another kind of game. But it doesn't help you. It's like it's not in your self-interest. So self-interest means probably something that make you better, that make you stronger, but it's not easy to figure out what it is. So you need to give this matter a lot of time to understand it. And quite often your self-interest isn't a different thing from somebody else's self-interest. So you may think that if I'm doing something and if I'm motivated by my self-interest, it probably contradicts to other people's self-interests. But it's not always true. Quite often it's exactly the same, you know, it's like the same interests. So there's no just yourself and somebody else's self, and if you get, you know, whatever you get more than somebody else loses, somebody else loses something, and you just, you know, you just get more than necessary or whatever. No, it's not the case. Oftentimes, whatever you are doing, like you open, for example, a store, and you do it for your self-interest, and you know, sell some things in this store, and it helps you to survive, you know, to get some money or whatever. It also helps others, because they can go to that store to buy something that they need, and yeah, and basically your self-interest and self-interest of others, it's like your self-interest is a part of a general interest which exists outside of your, you know, consciousness. But the point is, then we may say that an egoism is the same as altruism, and there's lots of paper written on this subject that if you are rational egoist, it means that you're an altruist because you can help others. And this idea of rational egoism, it was first recognized in writing of Russian writer Chernyshevsky, Nicholas Chernyshevsky, and then it was developed in Pisarev's books. And yeah, the point is that they were basically socialists, but they weren't like individualists. They argued that if you do something in your own self-interest, it also benefits society. Whereas if you try to do something to benefit society and you consider it as not as your self-interest, you end up in a such society that you end up in a bad society where everybody talks and nobody does anything and everybody blames each other for something that they don't like. Everybody talks that it's somebody else's mistakes. First, if you are a rational egoist, you must say, okay, everything what's going on is determined by myself, by me, and if I'm doing something right, everything around will be good. If not, I'm doing something wrong, I need to change my behavior, I need to do something to fix it. Okay, it seems that I'm talking a lot and it's already time to finish. Once more, psychological egoism, ethical egoism, rational egoism. 3 concepts which can be studied, and yeah, since it seems it helped me to understand better my own behavior after I read a little bit about this stuff. Okay, now I need to finish. Probably I will make one more video today. I'm not sure, but who knows. See you later.